Today, we're going to be unhauling some books. I have a goal in mind. I would love to unhaul 60 plus books. Can we get to that number? I'm not saying all unread books. We're going to go through my entire book room. I'm going to get rid of books that I've read and I didn't really care for. I don't ever see myself reaching for ever again. And I'm also going to go through my unread books and pluck a few off that I have been thinking about getting rid of in general. I also have a shelf down here at the bottom of books that I've been slowly unhauling the past few months. We'll go over those as well. Buckle up, Buttercup, because I don't know. Why am I doing this, you ask? Because we're 13 days away from packing up the U-Haul and getting on out of this house. And the house that we're moving to, so really quick, this house that I am currently in is a 3-bedroom house. And the house that we're moving to is a 4-bedroom house, but the square footage is almost identical. Therefore, the rooms at the new house are going to be a teensy bit smaller. I don't know, because of that, if I'll be able to use all of the bookshelves that I have currently in the office. In this house, we have like a built-in office area in the primary bedroom. Our bedroom's pretty big. It's probably the size of 2 bedrooms put together, but we have a built-in desk with shelves, and that's where my computers and printer and all of that goes. I won't have that in the new house. I'll have to actually combine that with my book room. So like I'll have a desk in here as well. So that's gonna take up space. So I don't know exactly how much space we're gonna have at the new place. I'm gonna take you along with me though. I'm gonna do a couple of moving vlogs. So that's gonna be fun, so you'll get to see that. But therefore, I'm gonna try to prep myself by getting rid of some books, just in case I have to like store a shelf or two in the garage until, I don't know when, girl. So there's the stitch of what's going on. We are 13 days out from packing up the U-Haul and getting on out of Houston. Getting on out, packing on up, whatever. We're gonna start on that side of the room. The side where you're standing, that's the red side. We're gonna go through there because I can already see a few books that I'm just like, sure, I enjoyed it. Am I ever gonna reread it again? No. Or why did I keep this? Because I did not enjoy it. We're gonna get rid of those. We're gonna try to be picky. Let's go. The lighting in this house also really sucks. A lot of the rooms have like light fixtures that this room in particular has a ceiling fan, and the glass that goes on the ceiling fan has a yellow tint to it. So if I use the upper light, it looks really horrible in here. I cannot wait to have, it's gonna be a blessing. But so sorry for the lighting. I'm not turning on my upper headlight. I do have my window open though, so hopefully you can still see also. So this is the tip top of my bookshelves. I am 5'7" for reference. I can reach them with my fingertips, but the tripod cannot. So this is gonna be an adventure. We're gonna do this vlog style. I really hope you don't mind. Is that a good angle? It's good enough. Let me grab my ladder. Up here, I already know I'm getting rid of this. It was a fun time. I do not see myself ever picking this back up. Killers of a Certain Age by Deanna Raybourn. Some of my all-time favorite thrillers are on this shelf. I kind of want to get rid of this, but I'm going to hold on to it a little bit longer. This is the book 1 in the K. Scarpetta series. It has potential to be a good series. It does. As well as Heartsick. I'm going to hold on to those. I think the only other one on this shelf that I'm going to get rid of. Do I want to get rid of this or keep it? No, actually, I'm going to keep it. I didn't really like love this like everybody did, but maybe I'll keep it and reread it in a few years. It'll be a fresh new thing. I don't think I'm gonna get rid of my Lisa Jewell books just yet. I absolutely love these two, so these wouldn't be going anywhere anyway. But these two, the night she disappeared, I don't remember anything about. I don't remember at all. I don't remember this book. I don't remember reading this book. The Family Upstairs, I read a few years ago. I do remember aspects of that book. I remember not enjoying it for the most part, but I do have the prequel that just came out, and when I say just came out, it was a few years ago. So I really need to reread The Family Upstairs so I can get to the prequel. So I'm just gonna hold on to Lisa Jewell for now. Love when I was 10. I'm gonna hold on to my Ruth Ware because I enjoy her for the most part. Some of the books I'm not that big of a fan of, but they're not bad enough to where like I want them off my shelf. Rachel Hawkins, I did not care for this book. And then I did enjoy The Wife Upstairs, but however, this has like loose pages. This is why I ended my subscription with Book of the Month. So many of my books, they don't look like they're coming apart until you start actually reading them, and I've had like 3 books do that. I'm gonna get rid of these. This shelf here is my Karen Slaughter shelf. I will not be what are words? I will not be getting rid of any of these. I do have 2 copies of After That Night. I do get asked a lot, why do I have multiple copies of some of the books? This is an ARC. This is a regular book. Karen Slaughter is probably one of my top 3 all-time favorite authors. So I'm gonna keep the ARC because I think it's special. I do have multiple copies of Pieces of Her. So I have the original cover here. And then I have a Book of the Month edition that has like the Netflix cover. I'm gonna get rid of that because literally why do I need it? Then I also have a Book of the Month copy of Girl Forgotten. I have the original copy, so I don't know why I have held on to this one. I do also have the ARC, but I'm gonna keep that because I feel like ARCs are special. You know what I mean? Why do I have birthday balloons back there? I'm keeping all 4 of those because I love, so this is done. Okay, another thriller shelf. So we have the 2 Taryn Fisher books that I recently read in a reading vlog. I think I'm gonna continue to hold on to those because honestly, they were a treat for me. They were a treat. I had a few people message me after I read the reading vlog and they were like, I read The Wives because I watched your vlog and I didn't enjoy it. I'm sorry. Reading is subjective and it's fine not to like everything that I like. This shelf, All the Dangerous Things by Stacey Willingham. I read this. I don't remember anything about it. I have no feelings attached to that, so we're gonna get rid of that one. This is where I also struggle. Okay. So All Good People here wasn't a favorite. I actually despised the ending. However, I love Ashley Flowers and her podcast, and so that is why I continue to hold on to this. She also has a new book coming out soon. I don't think it should be a continuation to this with how this ended. As of right now, I don't think it is. I don't, but I'm gonna keep it simply because it's Ashley Flowers, you know? I don't know. Then I have this, and this is another book by a podcast host. I mean, I don't listen to her podcast often. This book had so much potential. My biggest downfall in this book is that the main character felt very one-dimensional. We didn't really know much about her life, nothing. And that was my main complaint. However, it just has so much potential. The forensics part of this book was done right. I'm gonna hold on to it for right now. Okay. Then we have Lucy Foley, The Guest List, and The Paris Apartment. Neither one of these. I gave this, I think, a 2 and this a 3. I remember more about this than I do. I don't remember a single thing about this. I'm not gonna keep it. We're not. Nay, I say. 2 Girls Down, love. Wrong Place, Wrong Time. Wasn't my favorite, but it's good enough that I'm gonna keep. I enjoy Alex Michaelides. I will say, however, The Silent Patient's my least favorite, even though it's his most popular. Riley Sager is not, he's not like a 5-star author for me. He's entertainment, pure entertainment. And I will read his books regardless. We're keeping all of them. I would love to find non-Book of the Month editions of them though. Okay, Ashley Audrain we're keeping. Ashley Winstead, I recently went and met her. She is such the sweetest human being ever. She's so sweet. We're keeping her. And then I'm also gonna go ahead and just keep Catherine Ryan Howard. We have some Peter Swanson up here. We're gonna keep him as well because, you know, I love those 2 books. Here's what we have so far. So far, every single book is a Book of the Month book. That's funny. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books so far. Now with Sherry LaPena, I actually want to look at my Goodreads. I think I'm gonna keep The Couple Next Door And I'm probably going to unhaul the rest of her books. I need to look at Goodreads, so I'm going to hang those out so I remember. Then we have Chevy Stevens is a keep. Behind Her Eyes by Sarah Pinborough. This, I don't get the love for this book. A thriller that has a twist that is 100% pulled out of an asshole. This twist in here is absolutely ridiculous. And so many people are like, that's the best twist that I have ever read. Yeah, because you could absolutely 0% guess it because it was literally pulled out of an asshole. You know what I'm saying? Bye Baby by Carola Lovering. I don't think I enjoyed this one. I'm pretty sure I did not. I think I'm gonna get rid of that. I don't think this author's for me. I've read another book by her and I unhauled it because it was more romantic than it was thriller and I'm just not into that. So yeah. Mr. Perfect by Linda Howard. I did enjoy this when I read it. Looking back at it, because at that time I was like, yeah, this was such a fun time, but now I don't think I'll ever continue on in this series. I don't think I'll ever reread this, honestly. So I'm just gonna go ahead and unhaul it. This is such a good book. I need the rest of the series. Confessions on the 745, another one that I don't care to keep. Megan Golden. I did not like The Night Swim, and I don't really think I enjoyed this one. I don't know. This is another one that I need to look at Goodreads to see. I think I'm gonna go ahead and unhaul The Night Swim. I know this is a loved book by many, but it was just so boring to me. Do I need to keep this and give it another try? It's been a while since I read this. And let me look at my Goodreads for these. I need to look at my Goodreads for those to refresh myself. True crime story. Okay, this is where things get juicy. So 8 Perfect Murders I have read and I gave it a 3-star. Again, I read it many years ago. This was probably, again, one of the first thrillers that I've ever read, and at that time I didn't enjoy it. However, after getting to know Peter Swanson more, I kind of want to give him another shot, give this book another shot, but I need to wait and read some other books that this book spoils before I read this book. I'm gonna keep this one. This one, here's the thing. So my husband proposed to me at a bookstore, and that shopping trip, this was one of the books that I bought. I think this might have been the only book that I bought. It's funny because it's like every value break, and then he proposed to me that day. However, I didn't really like it, but because this is the book that I got after he proposed to me at the bookstore. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. So I'm gonna keep it because, you know, that probably doesn't make any sense. Okay, then we have Liv Constantine here, and I enjoy Liv Constantine. The Last Mrs. Parrish is one of my all-time favorite thrillers, okay? And we have this little gap here. I'm gonna go ahead and move these up. This is the Finlay Donovan series. You know what? It's one of my faves. I'm obsessed with this series. It's so good, so funny. If you love humor at all, if you have any type of personality, babe, I think you would enjoy that. Once More from the Top. This was a stupid book. Unhauling it. Girl Alone. I read this. What is this even about? No, we're not gonna read. We're not gonna keep that. Megan Miranda. I didn't like this. I love the cover though. It's gorgeous. Let me look at my Goodreads review for that. Oh, this is what sucks, is I did not like A Likeable Woman, right? But I enjoyed The Hunting Party. But I did not like, so like, do I need to, Beth, you don't have to keep both of them. Let me think on those. We'll think on those. We'll come back. Behind Closed Doors. This is a hot take, but this wasn't that great for me. I don't know. I'm gonna keep it because it might be one of those ones that later on in life I'll probably want to reread. You know what I'm saying? You know, keeping those, keeping that. And then I have The Woman Who Lied. That was good enough to keep. Okay, I'm gonna look at my Goodreads really quick and we'll come back. Okay, so I decided I'm gonna keep these two. I kind of want to reread The Night Swim because it's been years since I've read it, so I'm just gonna hold on to it for now. And I enjoyed Stay Awake, though I would like to have a finished copy, but whatever. Then Sherry LaPena. Okay, so I went and looked at my reviews. The Couple Next Door. I really love this book. I know it starts out kind of boring and stuff, but the ending just sold it for me. Love the ending. Not a Happy Family. I enjoyed. I wish the ending would have been different. The only one of these three that I disliked was An Unwanted Guest. I felt like it was meh. Apparently, I really loved Someone We Know. I gave it 4 stars. And then I was reading over the review and I was like, you know what, I remember loving this. I read it in one sitting. And then I also enjoyed the end of Her. It was like a 3.5 star, I think. I think I'm gonna just hold on to Sherry LaPena for right now. Then we have The Hunting Wives. I rated this high. I did not give it a full 5 stars because it was kind of weird that these women were into very young men. So that was kind of weird, but I did enjoy this. However, upon reflection, I don't think I want to hold on to it. It's not, I don't know. And then I dislike this one a lot. I don't like this one at all. I think I'm gonna go ahead and unhaul both of these. And then also The Only Survivors. I dislike this one a lot, so it had the potential. It had the potential, but it just did not do anything for me. So I'm gonna unhaul this, and this first bookshelf we are done. So in total, from these very first shelf, we've unhauled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 books. While I'm on the floor, let's go ahead and we're just gonna scoot over and go through these. So this is a shelf that I struggle with a lot. So we have the Red Queen series here. I'm gonna keep this because I do want to finish the series. And back when I read this series, I loved it. 5-star, loved it. I even went and bought the special edition of the first book. Loved it so much. Then we have the Darkest Minds trilogy here. And I received an ARC of the Darkest Minds, and back when I first started YouTube, book talks were popular in the sense that not talks, but talks, T-A-L-K-S. We would do like 30-minute videos, deep diving and just going over, telling our thoughts, spoiling the shit out of the books. Those were pretty popular back in the day. And the author, Alexandra Bracken, actually saw my video and wound up sending me, she sent me some merch. I don't know what happened to that, but she also sent me a signed copy of the book because of that. But I love this book series so much. I've read all 3. It was one of my favorite book series. Welcome to the new age, to the new, you know that song? Imagine Dragons. That song, every time I hear that song on the radio, I think of this trilogy. I don't know what it is, but I do. I'm gonna keep it. I do have the 4th book because a few years, when did she write the last book in this series? A few years later. Okay, so this one was published in 2014. In 2018, she decided to publish a 4th book that happens 5 years after this trilogy. I have it. I have not read it. I've struggled with unhauling it and just leaving it at the initial trilogy. I'll get to the 4th book here in a minute because it's on the other side. The Stephanie Perkins books. I know a lot of people, she's coming out with a new book. I just saw it the other day. She's coming out with a new book and I believe it's an adult book I'm so excited for. But these are like young adult horror thrillers. I liked these, and I think when my kids get old enough, like in their teens, to like stomach some of the horrorness in there, I think they would like those. So I'm gonna keep those. I am unhauling this because I don't care for that. Do not come at me for this, but I enjoyed this. I don't have the love for it that everybody else does. And I think I'm just gonna go ahead and unhaul that. And I would keep them for my kids one day. I'm trying mainly to hold on to like middle grade books for them, and then as they age, they can then decide if they want to. These, I know I just said I can hold on to these for my kids, but I will also reread these. Like, that's how much I enjoyed those. Then we have Fangirl. I'm keeping it. I'm sorry. I need to remove this sticker off there. I used to have like 5 editions of this. I have unhauled all of them and kept this pink one here. Oh, it has the end pages. Cute. I love out of this book. I'm due for a reread. I'm keeping that. This is like a mini bookshelf tour, girl. Look at this. The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. I'm keeping it because both John and Hank signed this for me. And it's just iconic. Iconic. Horrid. I actually enjoyed this as a little horror story, but I don't think it's one that I will ever revisit again. Up here, we have some Grady Hendrix, keeping all of that. I've met him as well, And he is one of the best author book signings I have ever been to was Grady Hendrix. The man has personality, and I love that. And I definitely feel like if you were to ever meet him in person, you could fully understand why his books are written the way that they're written, because he gives like personality, quirky 80s vibes. Like he seems so cool. Okay, Sign Here by Claudia Lux. This was entertaining, but I don't find myself ever reaching for it again to like do a reread or whatever. Ghost Eaters and Daphne I struggle with. I think I enjoyed them enough to hold on to them. Dean Koontz, can you see back here? I don't know. Dean Koontz, Dead Silence by S.A. Barnes. I don't think I'm gonna reread that. The Patient, I enjoyed that. Enjoyed. This as well, My Heart is a Chainsaw. I read this, but I don't think I loved it like everybody else loves it. I don't know. I feel like I need to reread it and fully decide. Night Bitch, I didn't care for this. I didn't care for that. We're unhauling that. Burntown was okay. And then We Used to Live Here was pretty good. So that's like my horror, one of my horror sections. I've really toned down my reading in the horror genre in the past year or two. So when I separated my books from read on one side to unread on the other, the genre mess, it's a mess. It's a hot mess. I enjoy the fact that I get to see my read side grow because, you know, it's fun. However, I hate the fact that everything is out of order. I always am just shoving stuff because I've ran out of room and I don't feel like you know what I mean? So I do think when I do pack everything up and then move to the new place, I'm gonna put everything together again and not have them separated because sometimes it just bothers me so much. These few shelves are like my romance, literary fiction, historical fiction. It's just a mishmash, women's fiction, whatever. I can tell you this. I will be getting rid of How My Neighbor Stole Christmas, which is so sad because I'm sorry, what? This cover's the cutest. But unfortunately, the story was stupid. We'll be keeping One Day in December. We will be getting rid of In 5 Years. I'm gonna get rid of One to Watch. I did enjoy listening to this on audio. It's a fantastic audiobook. However, I don't find myself ever wanting to read it. And if I do, guess what? I'll listen to the audiobook. So that's fine. I could have put this Catherine Center with her other Catherine Center books now. I've Got Your Number by Sophie Kinsella. I enjoyed this one. I don't ever find myself picking it back up again. The Hating Game, I really want to reread. I love the fuck out of that book. This is Tessa Bailey's One Hit Wonder, in case you were wondering. I get it. I do. I get it. But I just have emotional attachment to these. Like Verity, Ugly Love I read, we're about to get a little bit personal here, okay? So Ugly Love I read shortly after I had my first son, who was a stillborn. And at that time I felt so alone in my life. I didn't know anybody else who had gone through what I had gone through. And then I read Ugly Love, and if you've read it, you understand. I don't know what it was. It just really hit me. And that's why I have that here, and I probably will forever have it. And then Reminders of Him. My mom was killed. She was hit by a car, and I feel like you have to go through something like that to understand why I have an emotional connection to this book as well. And then just Verity, I feel like, is Colleen Hoover's best book. I love the fuck out of that book. I don't care what anyone says, and I am so excited for the movie. Come at me, ho. I don't know. Layla, I could probably get rid of, and I could probably get rid of All Your Perfects. I just have this connection. I don't, you know what I mean? And so it's weird because it's like, yeah, I get it. She's not it anymore, but also at the same time, there's just this connection. For that, those will stay. Oh my goodness! This bitch can go. This is the dumbest damn thing. How in the world this book became popular is beyond me, my friends. Keeping. Okay, those are all keeps. Wow. Okay, and this up here is, you can't see. Emily Henry, Elsie Silver, obviously. Even though I feel like Elsie Silver, for me personally, was a one-hit wonder with this series, which is, you can't see. the Chestnut Spring series. I am currently reading the 3rd book in this series, and I fear it's not going to be as good as the Chestnut Spring series, but I'm still going to support her and read her because dedicated, obviously. Also, I loved Heartless and Hopeless and Reckless. I didn't really care for Flawless or Powerless, but these 3, oh, top tier. Obviously, I'm going to keep my ACOTAR books. I kind of want to get rid of the paperbacks because I have the hardbacks. I bought the paperbacks to annotate though, and I did annotate the shit out of ACOTAR. I just hadn't had a moment to sit down and read and annotate those. I have read them. Keeping that, keeping. Okay, and then up there, I'm going to get rid of this. This was good, but like, I don't ever think about it, honestly. I'm going to get rid of that. And then over here, can you see? We're keeping the HP, H to the Pizzy. Don't ask, okay? City of Girls, I'm gonna get rid of Dating Dr. Dill. I did enjoy this, however, it's a series. Do I want to continue on in the series? I don't know. And I read it on my Kindle. I didn't even read the physical copy, so I have it on my Kindle. Whatever, I'm gonna get rid of it. So then we have, why is my camera not, has it not been focusing this entire time? I die. I have Stephen King. We're not getting rid of any of that as of right now. I kind of want to get rid of these leather-bound Stephen King books, but we'll hold on to those. And then down here, I'm going to hold on to everything down there. And then we have yarn, middle grade, that I'm going to keep, put up for my kids. And then up here, I have some nonfiction and true crime. Yeah, I'm gonna keep all of those. Here's the unhaul pile that we have for the rest of the bookshelves and up there. Let's do a count of all of the red books that I'm getting rid of. So we've unhauled 30 books so far, so we're halfway to our goal. I was gonna say that's all the red books, but no, this bottom shelf, I have some more red books that I'm unhauling as well. So, but just from the red side, technically, we are unhauling 30 books so far. That feels, my dog, if you can hear him, he's making noises, he's playing. That feels so good. That feels so good. Let's see if we can continue on making good progress. So up here at the top, we have all of my Stephen King books that I have that are unread. Obviously, I'm not getting rid of those. I'm still in the process of collecting them. Then up here at the top, we have Dean Koontz. I'm also not going to get rid of those. So we're just gonna work our way down here. So on this shelf, I have all of my true crime, and then it overflows to down here. I'm gonna go through them individually, and then I have my laptop in the way. I'm gonna go through them individually off camera because I wanna read the synopsis of them and whatever, and then I'll come right back with the ones that I'm getting rid of. Okay, from the true crime section. Now, first off, let me state that I enjoy reading true crime and watching true crime. However, I specifically enjoy is probably not the proper word here because of the content. I like the serial killer stuff. Okay, I want to read about Ted Bundy. I want to read about Richard Ramirez. I want to read about the minds of serial killers, how they work, things like that, because I'm just curious. I'm a curious little kitten. And a lot of things, especially true crime, that probably happened in the earlier 1900s or 1800s, I'm not really into. That's the reason why I'm getting rid of this book, Blood and Ink, because it just doesn't seem like something that I would be into. I am going to get rid of this. This is a book on Robert Durst, and I would be interested in reading more about Robert Durst. However, the reviews on this were just not good, and a lot of the complaints were about how her writing, essentially. And then this also had really bad reviews, and it was like saying that it was just Wikipedia copied and pasted in here, and so I'm just like, it's fine. I have plenty of other books on a lot of the cases that are in here. It's fine. So these are the 3 true crime books that I'm going to get rid of. I haven't been buying a lot of true crime lately because I do need to read down my little collection that I have. So that's a task for another day. Can you see this shelf here? Yes. So these are James Patterson. No, they're not, Beth. I mean, there are 2 James Patterson books here. 3 James Patterson books. But these are J.D. Barker books for James Patterson. I didn't realize how many books he's written with James Patterson. I digress. So J.D. Barker is one of my husband's all-time favorite authors. So this stack isn't going anywhere. My husband, I think, he's currently reading this one, but I think he's read most of these. I haven't, so that's why they're on my unread shelf. And then Blake Crouch I'm gonna keep. So that's that shelf. Down on this shelf here, let me scooch it down a little bit. I don't think I'm gonna get rid of anything from here because these are all authors. These are like Nordic noir for the most part. So we have The Girl with the Dragon, what is this called? What is this series called? It's The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I'm missing the 6th book. And then we have Joe Nesbo. I'm missing some books from the Harry Hole series. And then we have a few of his standalones. Then we have Lars Kepler. I think these are a husband and wife duo. I'm missing a lot from this series. Well, okay. And then The Chestnut Man, which I want to read. Deja Dead. These two are not Nordic noir, but Deja Dead is the first book in the book series that inspired the TV show Bones, in which I love that show. And then Tammy, I want to read, I've never read a book by her, but she gets recommended to me a lot, so I have this one and I do want to get to it one day, so we're gonna keep her. We're just getting some interesting angles in this shot. Hey, so down here at the very bottom I have my little pin caddy here. I have a planner, a dog. This is gonna be fun. I have my planner here, and then I have this graphic novel. I'm not a graphic novel girly. It's a very big, hardback, nice graphic novel. I'm not a graphic novel girly. I've tried reading them in the past. I used to read the Saga series and the Captain Marvel series. Like, I'm just not into it, I don't think. I'm gonna get rid of this. And then this shelf here. So we have some Tess Gerritsen books. Some of these are part of the Rizzoli and Isles series, which I am in the middle of. And then some of these are just her standalones or something. I don't know. I'm gonna hold on to these. Maybe I'll read some of these in my next, like, read it or unhaul it video. Lisa Gardner, I've never read anything by her. She's another one of those authors that is recommended to me all the time. So those. Then we have The Shards, The Devil You Know, The Shadows We Hide. These are a bunch of books that I definitely need to insert into a read it or unhaul it. So we'll hold on to these for that purpose. Now down here, we have some more stuff. So, I do want to try Greg Hurwitz. Greg Isles I want to try. We have some James Patterson here. Some David Baldacci. The Family Game. Girl, I don't even know how to aim right at the camera. Do I want to try this? Do I want to read that? And The Mother-in-Law. Girl, we have a lot of potential for another read it or unhaul it, because I feel like those would be perfect for that kind of video. Is it sad that I'm going to keep them just for content? I don't know if it is, but that's what it is. Jeffrey Deaver, these are, besides this one, this is another Chelsea Kane book, but these are part of the Bone Collector. These are part of that series, the Lincoln Rhyme series. So I do want to continue on in that series. This is the first book in the Coulter Shaw series. I don't know if you watched the TV show Tracker. That's what this is, okay. Then we have another Chelsea Kane book there. I don't think I'm gonna get rid of any of these. Or above, we have Dan Brown and Thomas Harris. We're keeping those. So let's relocate. So these two shelves are, I think, what's left, essentially, of the horror. So we have some Katrina Ward, Jennifer McMahon. I want to get rid of this one because I hear it's not good, but look how stunning this cover is. Let me look on Goodreads the reviews for this. This is Caitlin Sterling, The Death. Oh, I was like, why does this author sound familiar? Because it's the same author. Okay. I'm gonna keep Night Film. I need to get to that soon. The Whisper Man I need to get to. Mexican Gothic. I think I'm gonna keep all of these. They all seem good. Let me look up the reviews for these two, but I'm gonna keep all of those. Okay, yeah, upon further investigating on Goodreads, this one just doesn't sound like it'd be something I would enjoy. And this one, the 100%, the main reason why I wanted to keep this was simply because of the cover, but the people say it's not good. So a lot of reviews said she's a one-hit wonder kind of author with Luminous Dead. I haven't read that one. I don't have that one, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and part ways with these. These next shelves, including these at the very tip top. So this one, this one, this one, the one below it, they're all thrillers, and they all have really good potential to be good candidates for read it or unhaul it videos, because like I've read from Rachel Hawkins before. One book I loved, one book I didn't. Like Megan Miranda, is she really for me? I don't know. I would like to read this one to really determine that. Megan Golden, things like that. Other authors that I've read from, authors that I love, authors that I don't know, I'm on the fence for. Same with up here. So I don't think I want to unhaul any of these. With thrillers, to me, it's hard to determine if I want to unhaul it or not, because you don't really know too much about the story to know if it's something that you're into, versus with romance, you can kind of tell with like the tropes and stuff, you know, versus with thrillers, you can't, you know what I'm saying? They're really hard to unhaul for me. So these are all the thriller shelves I just talked about. And then I just went through all of these. I'm going to keep all of those. Down here though, I'm going to keep these, but I'm also going to get rid of these. So I have You Are a Badass, Everything is Fucked, and The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Truly, why? I don't know why. This is the bookshelf that I struggle with, I think, the most. Okay, I know I'm going to get rid of Good Girl Bad Blood because I just went over the fact that I didn't want to continue on in that series. So I'm going to get rid of that. I've heard that this is amazing, so I'm going to hold on to that. These two also sound really good. Hide and Seeker, like hello, the cover. The cover alone, like... Here it comes. I don't know, I kind of want to keep it. I do want to continue on in this series. This series, I don't know. What are your thoughts? 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 Because I don't know. These are all series that I've never started. Here's that one from The Darkest Minds. This is the random 4th book that she decided to put out. What is Through the Dark? I don't even have that either. Boy, I'm gonna have to do some research to see. I don't know. And then the Mary Shelley Club. Oh, I love the spine. It can go here, I guess. But let me know about this series, this series, this series, and that series. Are they worth it? What do we think about this book? I wish you were here with me so you can talk with me about this. Oh, look, it has the Book of the Month bookmark in there. I put my shelf first. Do you, though? Okay, so I looked this up on Goodreads. Goodreads says that you read this after you read These Violent Delights and Our Violent Ends. I don't have either one of those. And then you read this after. There's also more books in this series. If I were to continue on and buy first off the first 2 books and then the books that come after this, they would not be Book of the Month copies. So I'm going to get rid of this, and then if I do decide to pick this world up, I will just buy this over again because I would want my books to match anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. Now let's see. I did ask my Instagram about these two, and a lot of people said they love The Last Magician, but the rest of the series fizzles out. Let me do some research. I don't ever see anyone specifically talk about this. So this is a YA series. There's 4 books in this series, and I think I'm gonna make the executive decision to unhaul them. I just have so many adult fantasy books on my TBR that I don't think I'll ever pick these up, because I think I'll reach for those over these. And I think I'm just gonna make the executive decision to unhaul these, and we're gonna move on with our lives, okay? On the rest of the shelf, I'm not gonna unhaul anything from these top 4 shelves because they're all books that I really want to give a shot. So the rest of the stuff I have is this last tall shelf here, and then this spinning shelf. These are 3 books that came in the mail yesterday. I'm not gonna haul them because I'm immediately unhauling them. I ordered on eBay Richard Bachman books that I found from this company called Second Sale that had the Richard Bachman books for a pretty low price. So I ordered a few because I was like, I can keep one for myself and I can give the others away in my like Discord group where we're reading Stephen King books. And they arrived, and this is what I got. They sent me a copy of The Stand, which I already have multiple copies of that. They sent me a copy of Thinner, which is in the Richard Bachman books, but this is definitely not that. And then they sent me this, Martha Grimes, The 5 Bells, and Blade Bone. I have no idea what this is. Like, Anyway, so these are being unhauled, obviously. As well as this, I really want this edition of Little Women. It matches my Pride and Prejudice and Wuthering Heights editions. They don't sell it new anymore because when they released the 150th anniversary Penguin Deluxe Edition, I think they stopped making this one. I ordered this used on Amazon and it came in yesterday as well. Like, somebody called the cops. Like, this should not have never been sold. This should not have been sold. I love this edition though, but sadly I can't find it anywhere in decent condition for a decent price. I'm getting rid of this. It's gross. Amazon already refunded me, and it wasn't Amazon that sold this, it was a seller on Amazon. I also ordered this book, The Lost Queen by Signe Pike. I wanted the hardback copy of this, and I guess they no longer make the hardback copy. Look at this. What? Are you shitting me right now? Nay, nay. $20 for this. This looks like it's been through World War III. Let's compare it to another book. You see the color difference? This book came out like in 2000. So it's not that old of a book to be looking this nasty. This came out in 2018. To be looking like this already, sir. So I am returning this to Amazon because I also bought this used off Amazon, and we're just gonna cut our losses and I'll get this in paperback. Okay, let's go ahead and go through this spinner shelf, keeping all of those and these. These are some thriller type books. I have my journals here. You can't see down here, but I'm just gonna browse and see if there's anything I want to get rid of. Coben, Noir, and Noir. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this because I disliked book 1. I don't think I'm gonna enjoy book 2. So we're gonna get rid of that. I have Every Summer After. I unhauled another book by this author because I just didn't like the fact that there was cheating in it. Emotional cheating. I don't care. Whatever. Isn't this another one that has that? I'm gonna look into it. If so, I'm gonna unhaul this as well. Okay, I am gonna part ways with this because I looked into it, and this is the one that people say is kind of the same thing as Love in Other Words, except this has a bonus trope of cheating. And I love Love in Other Words, and I'm not a fan of reading a book and then reading a copycat. For instance, The Last Mrs. Parrish and then The Wife Upstairs. It made me hate the book because I felt like it was too much of a copycat. So I feel like I don't want to hate read a book. So I'm not even going to give this one a go. So the top 3 shelves here, I think I'm going to hold on to everything because all of it sounds good. So I'm going to hold on to all of these. It's really, did I already mention this? I don't remember. I don't know if I said it in my head or to you. It's just hard to unhaul unread books because you just don't know. You haven't read them yet. You don't know, you know? So I'm going to unhaul this copy of Little Women. I have another copy of Little Women, one that's prettier, but also comparing this copy to my other copies, this one's so thin. And the pages, I mean, it's not that small. There's a lot of gappage. Like, why is it so short compared to the other copies of Little Women? Are we missing something? Is this only partial? I don't know. I also don't like the feeling of this cover. So I'm gonna get rid of this. Here are the other 2 books that I said that are dirty. Little Women matched. Aren't these so cool? Yeah, I'm sad too. I got this book in the mail the other day. It's called Save Everything, or Say Everything, I'm sorry. A memoir. I enjoy memoirs, but mostly I enjoy memoirs of people that I know, in the sense like Matthew McConaughey's memoir, Jessica Simpson's memoir, Will Smith's memoir, but I'm not familiar with this actress. It says best known as John Cusack's dream girl in the classic 1989 film Say Anything. Why does that sound so familiar? I'm gonna hold on to this. I'm gonna hold on to this, actually. But then I also got this book. This is called House of the Beast by Michelle Wong. This is a dark fantasy debut from the Legend of Korra graphic novel illustrator Michelle Wong about a young woman who strikes a deal with a mysterious and alluring god to seek revenge on her aristocratic family, featuring illustrations throughout by the author. I don't know. I'm gonna hold on to this, I think. I think. And now we've come to the end, my friends. We are at the very bottom shelf. Don't look at these. These are books that I'm going to be hauling my next book haul. But down here at the bottom shelf, these are books that I have unhauled like sporadically throughout the past couple of months. Some of which you'll see that I shared in videos where I DNF'd and decided to unhaul them. We have the 10. This was sent to me. Yeah, I'm not interested in it. Then we have Anna Huang's Twisted Love. I tried reading this. I get a lot of people love this. Like, I get that. I just didn't care for the MMC. I'm not gonna read a romance book where I don't care for the MMC because I feel like it'd be pointless. A Curious Beginning. I enjoyed this. I did. It's not a book series that I'm going to continue on with, so I don't see the point in keeping the first. Then we have The Californians. I got this in the mail. It doesn't seem like it's something that I would enjoy. The Red Widow. I DNF'd this at like 8 pages. It felt like I was reading a high schooler's homework. The writing was not great. Then we have The Goblin by Josh Malerman. This was a heartbreaking DNF because I love Josh Malerman's work, but these short stories were not doing it for me. The cover's gorge, but we have On Her Terms. I actually started reading this on my Kindle and I wasn't jiving, thriving, vibing, so I'm getting rid of that. This was sent to me, Queen of Diamonds. It sounds like it could be cool, but it's not. I want to say this is part of a series and I don't even know if this is book number 1. Honestly, it just doesn't seem like something that I would be into. Then I got these. Again, they're like mystery books. I'm more so into thriller or thriller mysteries, not necessarily full-blown just mystery. For the most part, I do like some of them, but it's very rare. And that just, I don't know. House of Leaves. Don't worry, I have 2 copies. I'm just getting rid of my second copy because I don't need both of them. So I'm going to get rid of that. Then we have You Like It Darker by Stephen King. Again, I already have a copy. I don't need the second one. I'm Afraid You've Got Dragons. I have the final copy of this, so I don't need the arc. The 4. I think I unhauled the original of this. And then whatever. We're unhauling it. I don't need the arc regardless. Slow Dance. I have the final book now, so I don't need the arc of that. I've actually read that one. It kind of reminded me of like Hope Floats. Y'all remember that movie? Okay. Mr. Mercedes by Stephen King. I bought this because I wanted to buy the entire trilogy and annotate the shit out of it, but I then have since changed my mind. So there's that. Then we have The Butcher by Jennifer Hillier. This was sent to me. I already own this book in hardback, so I don't need a second copy. Misery. I was buying these like crazy, trying to find the copy that had the step back in it. If you know, you know. I have it. I found the copy, so I don't need 500 little mass market paperbacks of Misery. Stolen Things. I tried reading this. The main characters were annoying me enough to where I don't really care. Same goes with this one. This is called The Trail of Lost Hearts. I don't care to finish it. The Two Lives of Lydia Bird. I didn't really care about the Dream World, honestly. I don't even know, girl. The Hunting Party. I think I'm giving up. I'm breaking up with Lucy Foley. There's that. And the last book is There Are No Saints. I think this is the indie published copy, but I'm not into dark romance, 1, and 2, if you know, you know. Okay? Okay. And that, my friends, is all the books that I'm unhauling in this video. Let's do a final count of all of them. I had 30 books that I removed from my red shelves, right? Then I had 15 books that I removed from my unread shelves. That number will actually come off my TBR number. So before filming this unhaul, really quick, I was at 620 unread books. So only 15 of the books that I'm unhauling actually reduce that number. So it will be now 605 unread books. Girl, can I read 6 books by the end of the month so I can finally get down to 599 books? Challenge accepted. But total books in all, 73 books. That includes read, unread, DNF'd, duplicate copies, 73 physical books I have unhauled, and I will not be bringing them to the new place. It feels good. Let me put all the books in one spot so you can get a good like visual idea. Ta-da! If I were to be hauling 73 books in one video, I would title it Massive Book Haul. So if I'm unhauling 73 books, is that considered a massive book unhaul? So you're welcome. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed the little sneak peek, a little mini bookshelf tour as well. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I'm gonna go eat lunch because I'm hungry, and until next time, my friends, bye!